So I want to welcome everybody here today. It's nice to see everybody's smiling face again. I'm sure you don't like the fact that you can have to come here and you could have sit at home and done it on Zoom, right? Yeah. Well, I was really pleased with the way the guys came out and competed in the game today. These are tough games after you have a lot of SEC games to try to get guys to be serious about. But I think the energy and sense of urgency that we kind of had in the way we played was what we're looking for. And we got to play a lot of players. So that was a good thing that a lot of guys got to play, get some experience they may have to play. So, I thought we had great balance on offense. I thought Bryce played really well. Sack fumble really wasn't, his fault. The protection was better today, but we need to continue to try to, shore up those things so that we don't get him hit. But I think it was good that we got some balance in the running game today. Had some receivers make some explosive plays, got to play a lot of players. Defensively, I think after the first drive, they did a couple things that were a little different than what we were ready for. Really settled down and really played well. I mean, I don't know, they didn't have 150 yards total or whatever, so that's always pretty good. And we got to play a lot of players on defense as well. It was a little bit costly, out there. We lost Roydell probably for a good while, and JoJo probably not quite as serious, but still going to be out for a while. So those two are pretty significant injuries.
Okay, we'll start here with Michael.
In the running game, how did you see them respond? And you used a lot of some of the emergency running backs. What did you see from those guys coming in?
Oh, I thought they played well. They've had an opportunity now for ever since Chase got hurt, however many weeks that's been. Like since the Ole Miss game, I guess. So, we took DeMoy Kennedy from linebacker who had played some running back in high school, and he's kind of a big, heavy, athletic guy that has made progress there. And Christian Leary's a wide receiver, a smaller, quicker guy, but still has played running back in his past. So we'll need those guys. Obviously, Trey Sanders is going to have to step up now, and this is our third running back that we've lost this season. So be a little thin, but we got to keep the guys that we got improving, and get those other guys even more ready to play in the future.
Front row here with Nick.
Javon Cohen and Darian didn't play today. What's their status moving forward?
Javon Cohen had a wrist issue that was repaired, and he's fine. And Dalcourt will be back to practice on Tuesday. So both guys will practice on Tuesday.
Can you also comment on the status of DeMarco Helms? I know he went out.
DeMarco has a thigh bruise. He had a thigh bruise going into the game. He unfortunately got hit in the same spot, even though he was padded. He could have gone back in the game and played, but I think the score was 35-3 or something at the time. And D. Wright's a good player that has a lot of experience, so we decided not to put him back in the game.
Hey, Coach. Bryce Young passed the 3,000-yard mark on the season, and Jamison passed the 1,000-yard mark. Talk about both of their performances today, and what's with their special connection that they have. That's a lot of connections today and throughout the whole season.
Well, I think, first of all, Bryce has done a really good job managing the entire offense in terms of whether it's get us in the right play, throw the ball the right place, try to get us in the right protection. He does a great job of preparing in the game. And, Jamison is exactly what we look for in the offseason. We wanted a fast vertical threat that could take the top off the defense. And a lot of the routes and big plays that he makes are designed for him. Because of who he is and what his skill set is, and it really complements, John Mechie too, and some of the other receivers that we have. So I think it's great that those guys have had outstanding years so far. I hope we can continue to do that, in the future.
Over here, Tony in the middle.
Bryce started 13 of 13. What does that say about just his focus level? And this is a week where you challenge your team to come out focused.
Yeah, well, I really challenged the team this week. I told them it was kind of judgment day for us. We've been a little bit inconsistent. We don't look at the scoreboard. It shouldn't affect how we play. Opponent is faceless. It's all about how we play. And there's elements of being a team. Everybody's got to put the team first, buy into the principles and values of the organization, be positive and supportive of each other, and be responsible and accountable to do your job, and support other people and challenge them to do their job. And I thought that energy and enthusiasm and sense of urgency was really good out there today, and I think Bryce kind of led the charge on that.
Could you talk about some of the receivers behind Williams and Mechie and what they brought today?
Well, Baker made some good catches. Ajay Hall got to play, made a pretty good catch on third down. Ja'Cory Brooks has been making steady improvement, and had an opportunity. We got a holding penalty on the play, but I'm pleased with the progress that those guys are making, and I think it's important that we continue to have these young players that can make some progress, because when you got guys go down, we had 2 starters in the offensive line out today, and now we lost a couple other guys, punt return guys, slot receiver. So we just got to, have more guys that are ready to play winning football. So, and I think those guys got great experience today, and I think they responded well.
Yeah, speaking of offensive line, second week in a row, y'all had some different personnel groupings. Could you just talk about the line and how they did with the running?
I think they did well, but, we're going to play against better competition, better front seven, bigger, stronger, more physical guys. I thought they did a good job today. I thought they did a good job all week in practice. These guys all want to play well. We need to do a good job to prepare them so that they can play well. I think we challenged ourselves as coaches a little bit this week to try to get more players to be able to play well on our team, and make sure we were doing a good job in preparation in terms of how we practiced, the things that we looked at, the things that we saw. And I think the players responded well to it, and I think they played well today, which shows in the balance that we had offensively, run and pass.
Finish up in the back.
Okay, so it was kind of a strong effort from the first half starters, but it was kind of still a fairly slow start on both sides in the first quarter, like for the first half of the first quarter. So how much of an emphasis has the first quarter been in a week of preparation?
I think you really got to be digging deep. It's hard to win. And I see people getting beat. What was the Florida score today against Stanford?
It's like 62-52 right now, and they were down
Yeah.
some at half.
So, do you want me to be critical of my team because we had to punt once in the first quarter and they got a field goal? I'm not going to do it. Like I said, they did a couple things. We made a couple mistakes. They did some things different. We adjusted to it. I think the players did a good job. And, I'm not going to be critical of anything that our players did when we win 59-3. So, not a good question, incidentally.